Our first question is coming from Jamie Hudson with NBC Sports Northwest.
Melo, this was our first glimpse at Hassan and Nurk together. How would you assess how they played together in this scrimmage?
I thought they played well off of each other. I'm sure it was different for the both of them. Having two traditional bigs out there, and those guys trying to figure out where they should be on the court. But for the most part, I thought their communication was at an all-time high today. They communicated on things that they wanted to do, that they wanted to see, especially on the defensive end. They was in sync. So, it's the first time that it happened, that those guys was out there on the court together. And it's a positive for us, and I'm sure it's a positive for them to feel confident with having each other out there.
Next question is coming from Gary Washburn with, I think he's there with you.
Yeah, I know.
What's up, man?
He's right here next to me.
The atmosphere, the fact you can hear yourself kind of thinking there,
It's
the
different.
free throws, the side, like, how do you get your guys, being a veteran, kind of prepared for the fact you got to motivate yourself, like create your own energy the entire game?
But that's what it is. You gotta be self-motivated in this environment. I mean, you can hear everything. I mean, there's nothing that you can't hear. So, that environment is for me personally, I actually love those type of environments because you really get to lock in and you really get to talk and communicate. But also it emphasizes the communication out there on the court, right? It highlights that if you're not talking, if you're not communicating with one another out there, then it's obvious, it's blatant. So that I like it. We're adapting to it, we're adjusting to it.
Next question is coming from Casey Holdall with Trailblazers.com.
Carmelo, you talk about being able to hear the talk on the court amongst your teammates, but it sounded like there was quite a bit of trash talk at the scrimmage today as well. So I'm wondering, do you feel like that's also an effect of it kind of not having the fans there? And anything you could talk about in terms of the competition versus the Raptors today, both on the court and maybe on the sidelines as well?
Honestly, it's a fun environment to be in, and it puts a lot of pressure on guys who may not like those type of environments. When you playing in front of fans, and we miss the fans, but when you're playing in front of fans, that noise kind of drowns out a lot of the trash talking that goes on out there on the court, and even from the benches. But out here in this environment, it's heightened. You hear everything from anybody, from everybody, whether it's coaches, whether it's players, play calling. You got to be sharp. You got to execute because everybody is going to hear exactly what plays are being called. So it's the little things that you got to give your team the edge when it comes to winning in this type of environment.
So it sounds like maybe some of the stuff a guy would say under his breath maybe before. Now you're maybe picking up some of that stuff.
Well, they were saying it they were saying it out loud before. You just couldn't hear them because of the fans. So now, the fans is, they're eliminated from this environment being in here. So it is what it is.
Thanks, Melo.
Thank you. We done?
You got another question coming from Mark Bedino at USA Today.
Right here, Mel.
Yeah, he right here next to me.
Right here next to you. I was wondering, Chris Paul was saying there was talks planned with Michelle Obama. Were you part of that, and what came out of that?
Nah, I missed it. We was on our way here. I think it was today at like 4
Okay.
p.m. So we kind of missed that call. But we need more of those conversations.
Yeah.
For Michelle to get on the phone and emphasize the importance of what it means to vote and how into it she's into voting. So we support her 1,000%.
Well, in your case, I mean, you've been doing a lot of good work, but given the season here on the platform, how are you planning to use this?
I'm already doing it. I'm already using my platform. So only thing I can do is continue doing that, using my voice, keeping those conversations alive. And, we go from there. We're not going to be quiet. I can tell you that we're going to continue bringing awareness to, the issues that we all facing, that's at hand. And that's first and foremost. It's basketball is just something that we do.
Do you have a protest plan for the first game? Or?
No, I don't. Not me personally, no. That's not something.